The Vietnamese chicken secret that's transforming American farms forever. The morning light spills over the fields like gold, touching the dew-soaked grass and the red roofs of quiet farmhouses. A rooster crows, not to wake a factory line, but to welcome another day of real farming. The sound of fluttering wings and soft clucks fills the air. This isn't the noise of industrial agriculture. This is the rhythm of life. In a world obsessed with speed, fast food, fast money, fast everything, we've forgotten what food is supposed to taste like. We've traded authenticity for convenience, flavor for uniformity, but somewhere far away, in a humble Vietnamese village named Đường Lâm, a centuries-old secret is being rediscovered. It's called the Mia chicken, a breed so special that once you've tasted it, you'll never look at chicken the same way again. The Mia chicken isn't just another bird. It's a story, one carved into the soil and hearts of generations. Its meat is firm yet tender, rich with flavor that comes not from artificial feed but from the earth itself. These birds roam freely, scratch the dirt for insects, bask in the sunlight, and live the way nature intended. Every bite tells the story of patience, care, and respect for the land. And here's the twist. This old world wisdom might just hold the key to America's next great farming revolution. Because across the US, farmers are searching for something real again. As factory farms tighten their grip, smallholders are fighting back, not with bigger machines, but with smarter, cleaner, more ethical systems. Systems that give back to the soil, protect animal welfare, and put quality over quantity. Systems built on heart, heritage, and innovation. Now imagine this. A chicken that grows slower but healthier. That commands premium prices because chefs and consumers crave its flavor. A chicken that thrives naturally without heavy antibiotics, in conditions any backyard farmer could build. What if this bird from halfway around the world could help small farmers here reclaim their power, one co-op, 1 acre, 1 flock at a time? What if the answer to sustainable, high-profit farming didn't come from a corporate lab, but from a family backyard in rural Vietnam? That's where the Farmers Alley comes in, a community dedicated to empowering small farmers, homesteaders, and agri-entrepreneurs to thrive using smart, sustainable, and high-value systems. We believe technology should serve tradition, not replace it, and that every farmer, no matter how small, deserves the tools and knowledge to turn their land into a living legacy. So today, we invite you on a journey, from the heart of Vietnam to the heartland of America, to rediscover how a humble chicken can transform not only your farm, but your future. This is more than a story about poultry. It's a story about pride, purpose, and profit, woven together in feathers and faith. Welcome to the Heritage Chicken Revolution. 2. Meet the hero, the Mia chicken. Before we talk about profits, systems, or technology, let's meet the true hero of this story, the Mia chicken. Vietnam's most beloved heritage bird. Born in the ancient village of Đường Lâm, near the Red River Delta, this breed carries centuries of genetic wisdom. It has survived wars, floods, and heat waves, not through luck, but through its natural resilience. The Mia chicken was never engineered in a lab. It was shaped by generations of small farmers who understood that nature knows best. At first glance, the Mia looks simple, slender frame, golden brown feathers that shimmer in sunlight, and confident eyes that hint at its strength. But don't be fooled by its humble appearance. This bird is a survivor. It thrives in heat, tolerates humidity, and rarely falls ill. Unlike industrial broilers that struggle without antibiotics, Mia chickens grow strong on natural feed, open air, and sunshine. Their beauty, however, isn't just in how they live, it's in how they taste. Chefs describe Mia meat as the Wagyu of poultry. Its flesh is lean but juicy, packed with a deep, earthy flavor that comes from slow, natural growth. When cooked, the aroma alone tells you this isn't factory chicken. Every bite has character, rich, satisfying, and clean. In Vietnam, Mia chicken is reserved for holidays, family reunions, and ancestral ceremonies, because it represents abundance, respect, and connection to the land. And now, That same spirit of heritage and sustainability is finding new life in America. Across the US, consumers are waking up to a painful truth: cheap chicken isn't really cheap. Behind every $1.99 per pound label lies overcrowded barns, chemical-laced feed, and exhausted farmers. The demand for ethical, premium poultry is skyrocketing. Restaurants, health-conscious families, and local markets all want better meat from happier birds. The Mia chicken fits perfectly into this new wave. Its slow growth, reaching 5 to 7 pounds in 5 to 6 months, creates a niche for small farms to stand out. It doesn't compete with industrial speed, it competes with authenticity and flavor. In a world where people will pay $15 for an artisan burger or $6 for a latte, they'll gladly pay for chicken that's real, tender, healthy, and raised with care. Imagine this: a small American farmer in Tennessee, raising 300 Mia chickens on green pasture. Instead of rushing growth, they let nature do the work: sunlight, clean water, local grains, and plenty of space to roam. After 6 months, they sell the birds directly to local restaurants or farmers markets at $6-8 per pound. The result? Over $10 in net profit from a few acres, all while restoring soil and providing better food to their community. That's not just business, that's transformation. The Mia chicken isn't about bigger, it's about better. It's not a bird for industrial barns, it's a bird for farmers who believe in purpose. It's for people who dream of turning their backyard, garden, or family plot into something meaningful again. And here's the poetic truth: every Mia chicken raised in freedom carries the soul of two worlds: Vietnam's ancient farming traditions and America's new sustainable dream. They remind us that success doesn't come from chasing volume, it comes from nurturing value. That farming isn't just about raising animals, it's about raising hope. So when you look at a flock of Mia chickens scratching the soil under golden sunlight, know this: you're not just seeing poultry, you're seeing the return of real farming, slow, natural, and profoundly human. Because in every feather, every step, every echo of a rooster's crow, the Mia chicken whispers a message we've almost forgotten. Farming isn't about control, it's about connection. And that connection, between land, farmer, and animal, is what the Farmer's Alley is here to protect. 3. Understanding natural growth and behavior. To truly understand why the Mia chicken is unlike any other, we have to look beyond its flavor, into how it lives, moves, and grows. Unlike industrial chickens, which are bred to grow unnaturally fast and live barely 40 days, Mia chickens follow the rhythm of nature. They grow slowly, steadily, and purposefully. Their muscles develop naturally from daily movement, scratching soil, chasing insects, and exploring the land. This slower growth gives them firm, flavorful meat and strong immunity that no antibiotic can replicate. When you watch a flock of Mia chickens, you notice something different. They're alive in a way factory birds never are. They're curious, constantly pecking at the ground, foraging for bugs and seeds, even dust bathing under the warm sun to keep their feathers clean. Each action is a tiny miracle of natural intelligence, a conversation between instinct and environment. They don't just eat, they hunt. They don't just live, they thrive. And because of this, Mia chickens turn even a simple backyard into a living ecosystem. They control pests naturally, fertilize soil with their manure, and keep the cycle of life turning without synthetic chemicals. They are nature's little engineers, turning insects into protein and dirt into life. In contrast, factory chickens live in artificial darkness, standing shoulder to shoulder on concrete floors, breathing air thick with ammonia. They grow 3 times faster but at a devastating cost: weak bones, poor health, and bland meat that tastes of nothing but feed. This is the difference between industrial efficiency and ecological intelligence. Mia chickens remind us that real farming doesn't need to be high-tech to be high-performing. When raised the natural way, with room to roam, clean water, and access to sunlight, they require fewer antibiotics, less feed waste, and almost no chemical intervention. Their natural activity improves feed conversion efficiency, and their health reduces veterinary costs. For small farmers, this means lower risk, lower cost, and higher quality output. For consumers, it means better nutrition and superior flavor. But there's something deeper here, a philosophy hidden in feathers. Nature doesn't rush. Every living thing has its own pace. And when we honor that rhythm, the results are always better. Mia chickens embody that truth. They grow slower, yes, but that time builds texture, taste, and trust. Trust between the farmer and their land. Trust between the consumer and their food. It's the same principle that built the world's greatest wines, cheeses, and coffee beans. Patience creates value. This isn't nostalgia, it's the blueprint for the future of sustainable farming. Because when you align with nature instead of fighting it, you produce not only food, but harmony. Imagine a farm where chickens roam under fruit trees, where composted bedding feeds vegetable gardens, and where waste becomes fertilizer for the next cycle. That's not fantasy, that's the new old way, the way our ancestors farmed before profit replaced purpose. And now, modern tools and knowledge allow us to perfect it. This is the bridge between tradition and innovation that the Farmer's Alley stands for, empowering farmers to raise flocks that respect the environment, restore soil health, and reward effort with genuine profit. The Mia chicken may come from Vietnam, but its lesson belongs to the world. When you slow down to farm with heart, nature speeds up your success. 4. Designing the perfect co-op and pasture. If the Mia chicken is the heart of this story, then the coop and pasture are its home, the stage where nature and design work together to create balance. The way you build this environment determines everything: health, growth, flavor, and even profitability. So let's start from the ground up, literally. Building for nature, not against it. A great co-op doesn't fight the weather, it flows with it. In tropical Vietnam, farmers position coops facing east or southeast to catch the gentle morning sunlight while avoiding the harsh afternoon heat. The same principle applies anywhere. Your birds deserve light, air, and comfort. A well-designed co-op should breathe like a living organism. Ventilation is key. Warm, stale air must escape while cool. Fresh air circulates naturally. Use open slats or wire mesh panels high on the walls. This isn't just comfort, it's disease prevention. Stagnant air breeds bacteria, and ammonia from droppings can weaken immunity. Elevation matters, whether in Mississippi or Montana. Keep the co-op floor at least 1 foot above ground to avoid flooding, pests, and moisture. A simple ramp allows easy access, and a slanted roof channels rainwater away. Inside, the floor should be lined with sand or rice husks, which absorb moisture and let chickens dust bathe, their natural way of keeping feathers clean and parasites away. The science of space and freedom. Overcrowding is the enemy of natural farming. The Mia chicken's greatest advantage, strong immune systems and low stress, depends entirely on having space to move. For brooding chicks, 0 to 4 weeks. Plan for 20 to 25 chicks per square meter. As they grow, reduce that to 8 to 10. And by the time they reach maturity, no more than 3 to 4 per square meter inside the co-op. Outside, give them at least 5 to 10 square feet per bird in the pasture, more if possible. A rule of thumb: if your chickens can stretch their wings without bumping into a neighbor, you're doing it right. Smart layout, happy flock. Inside the co-op, design zones for different needs. Roosting area, wooden or bamboo perches about 18 inches off the ground. Chickens sleep best when elevated, feeling safe from predators. Feeding and watering area, keep feeders and drinkers evenly spaced, hanging at chest height to avoid spillage. Clean daily. Nesting boxes, 1 box for every 5 hens, filled with clean straw. Even if you raise chickens for meat, nesting boxes reduce stress and mimic their natural environment. Let the outside work for you. Now for the pasture, the soul of your operation. A Mia chicken pasture should be a mix of grass, shrubs, and shaded zones. Chickens love to explore, and variety keeps them healthy and entertained. Rotate grazing areas every 2 to 3 weeks to allow the grass to regrow and prevent parasite buildup. If you have fruit trees or a small orchard, perfect. Integrate them. Chickens control pests while fertilizing your trees naturally. This chicken orchard system is becoming a favorite among regenerative farmers in both Asia and the US. Install a dust bath corner with sand and ash. And watch your birds roll happily as they clean themselves. Happiness in animals translates directly into better growth and better meat quality. Defend. Don't enclose. Predators are a reality, but good design protects without imprisoning. Use wire mesh fencing at least 4 feet high, buried 6 inches underground to stop digging animals. Consider solar-powered motion lights or alarms for night security. For rural areas, even trained dogs or geese can serve as early warning guards. The goal is to let your chickens feel safe, not trapped. Stress-free birds eat better, sleep better, and grow faster. Modern upgrades for the modern farmer. Technology doesn't mean replacing simplicity, it means enhancing it. Today, small farmers are using solar fans, automatic feeders, and temperature sensors to create the perfect microclimate. These upgrades aren't just luxuries, they protect your investment. A simple thermostat connected to a fan can prevent heat stress on summer days. An automatic feeder ensures consistent nutrition even if you're away. And for truly data-driven farmers, mobile apps like FarmRaise or Dehuse Mobile can track feed usage, temperature, and growth trends from your phone. It's not about making the farm robotic, it's about freeing you to focus on what matters most: caring for your animals. Design philosophy: harmony over perfection. A perfect co-op isn't the biggest or the most expensive. It's the one that feels alive, where airflow, sunlight, and movement create a space your chickens love. Walk into your co-op and listen. If it's quiet, calm, and filled with the sound of gentle pecking, you've succeeded. The best farms don't just produce, they breathe. Because when your chickens live in harmony with their environment, you're not just building a co-op, you're building a sustainable ecosystem that feeds itself. And that's how small farms become strong farms. 5. Choosing and raising healthy chicks. Every great farm begins not with a structure or a system, but with life. Tiny, fragile, chirping life. The chicks you choose and how you raise them during their first few weeks will decide everything that follows: growth rate, disease resistance, meat quality, and profitability. This is where farming becomes an art of patience, care, and science. The foundation: choosing the right chicks. Before you invest in feed or infrastructure, invest in quality genetics. The Mia chicken breed is known for its pure bloodlines, hardy, flavorful, and naturally resistant to heat and common diseases. But not all Mia chicks are equal. Look for certified hatcheries or reputable suppliers who specialize in heritage or slow-growing breeds. A healthy one-day-old chick should be alert, with clear, bright eyes and dry, shiny feathers. Its belly should be firm and closed, legs straight and sturdy, and the chick should stand confidently. Avoid any that look sluggish, have crooked toes, or uneven breathing. In the US, while Mia chickens might be imported or crossbred, you can look for heritage breeds with similar traits, such as Freedom Rangers, Red Rangers, or Buckeyes, birds that grow slower but produce meat rich in texture and flavor. Quality starts on day 1, and that means checking the paperwork too. Always buy from hatcheries with strong disease control programs and transparent vaccination schedules. A cheap chick may save you $1 today, but cost you hundreds in losses later. Creating the perfect brooding environment. The brooder is the nursery of your flock. For the first 6 weeks, these chicks are completely dependent on you for warmth, safety, and food. Think of it as building a micro-world designed for comfort and growth. Keep the temperature around 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius, in the first week. Then reduce it by 5 degrees Fahrenheit each week until it matches room temperature. Watch your chicks, not your thermometer. They'll tell you if they're comfortable. If they crowd near the heat source, it's too cold. If they scatter to the corners, it's too hot. When they move freely, peck, and rest comfortably, you've found the sweet spot. Use infrared lamps or ceramic heaters for warmth. not open flames. Bedding should be rice husks, wood shavings, or sand, cleaned and replaced frequently. Good bedding is dry, soft, and smells earthy, not damp or musty. Ventilation is vital even in brooders. Stale air can cause respiratory problems. Keep the area bright during the day and dim at night to mimic natural rhythms. Healthy chicks sleep better and grow stronger. Feeding the future. In the first 2 weeks, chicks need starter feed with 20 to 22% protein. Use trusted brands like Purina Start and Grow or Dehuse Start Feed if available. Feed should be fine-textured, fresh, and free from mold. Clean water is non-negotiable. Change it twice a day and add a pinch of vitamin C or apple cider vinegar every few days to boost immunity and digestion. You can also introduce a few drops of probiotic supplements to encourage gut health. This will pay off later in feed efficiency and disease resistance. After the first month, gradually add crushed grains like corn or millet and chopped greens such as kale or spinach. Mia chickens love variety. It keeps them active and strengthens their immune systems naturally. Building strength through movement. At around 6 weeks, it's time to transition your chicks outdoors. This is the moment they meet sunlight and open ground for the first time. Do it gradually. Start with 30 minutes in a shaded area during warm hours and increase exposure daily. The sunlight provides vitamin D, strengthens bones, and improves mood and growth. Fresh air and natural exercise reduce stress and prepare the chicks for free-range living. This stage is crucial for Mia chickens, whose muscle tone and flavor come from natural activity. Once they're strong enough, allow them to roam freely during the day in a protected pasture. They'll start hunting for insects, grass, and seeds, a balanced diet nature designed herself. You'll notice their feathers become richer in color, and their movements more confident. That's not just good farming, it's good living. Boosting natural immunity. Instead of relying on heavy antibiotics, use nature's own medicine cabinet. Garlic-infused water, turmeric powder, and green tea extracts can be powerful natural immune boosters. A mixture of guava leaf tea and black myrobalan powder, a Vietnamese traditional remedy, helps protect against digestive and respiratory issues without harming gut flora. Maintain hygiene by disinfecting feeding trays and perches weekly. Remove leftover feed every evening to avoid attracting pests. Love and observation, the farmer's superpower. No app or sensor can replace a farmer's eyes and heart. Spend time with your birds daily. Listen to their sounds. Healthy chicks chirp in a soft, steady rhythm. A sudden silence or frantic noise means something's off, too hot, too cold, too crowded, or stressed. Remember, farming isn't just science, it's a relationship. The more you understand their behavior, the easier it becomes to predict and prevent problems. And when you see your flock thriving, bright-eyed, strong-legged, moving in unison under the morning sun, you'll realize this isn't just poultry farming. It's life stewardship. Every chick you raise right today becomes a healthier flock tomorrow, a better meal for your community, and a stronger legacy for your farm. Because from the first chirp to the final harvest, success in farming doesn't begin with profit, it begins with care. 6. Feeding for profit and flavor. If raising chicks is about nurturing life, then feeding them is about shaping destiny. What you feed your Mia chickens determines not only how fast they grow, but how your customers will remember their flavor. Feed is the bridge between health, taste, and profit. And the secret? You don't need the most expensive diet. You need the smartest one. The art of feeding with purpose. In industrial farming, feed is about efficiency, grow fast, sell quick. But in heritage and sustainable systems, feed is about quality and balance. The Mia chicken thrives on diversity, not dependency. Its natural diet includes grains, greens, seeds, insects, and minerals from the soil. Your job as a farmer is to recreate that harmony. Start with a balanced base feed, a mix of grains like corn, soybean meal, and rice bran. Commercial options such as Purina, Nutrina, or Dehuse feeds are excellent foundations. Aim for a protein content of 18 to 20% for growers and 16 to 18% for mature birds. But don't stop there, enrich it with local resources to cut costs and improve quality. Smart, sustainable additions. Here's how smart farmers turn every dollar into value. Black soldier fly larva, BSFL, one of the most powerful feed sources in modern small-scale farming. High in protein, 40 to 45%, and fat. BSFL can replace up to 30% of traditional feed. You can grow them yourself using food scraps, turning waste into nutrition and saving hundreds of dollars per month. Fermented feed. Soak grains or commercial pellets in water mixed with a bit of probiotic powder or yogurt for 24 hours. Fermentation boosts digestibility and helps good bacteria flourish in the gut, leading to healthier, heavier birds and less odor in droppings. Green gold. Vegetables and herbs. Add chopped spinach, kale, moringa leaves, or banana stems. These greens provide natural vitamins, reduce feed costs, and improve meat flavor. Herbs like lemongrass, turmeric, and garlic powder can act as natural antibiotics and immune boosters. Local byproducts. Brewer's grains, rice husk powder, and broken corn can be mixed into feed to stretch your budget without compromising nutrition. Feeding frequency and method. Mia chickens prefer to eat little and often, just like they do in nature. Feed them 4 to 5 small meals a day, gradually reducing to 2 as they mature. This routine prevents overeating and keeps the digestive system active. Place feeders evenly across the coop and pasture to avoid competition. Hanging feeders at chest height minimizes spillage and keeps feed clean. The golden rule. Clean feeding trays daily. Wash water containers twice a day. Contaminated feed or dirty water can undo months of hard work. For outdoor flocks, scatter grains across the pasture during the morning or evening. It encourages natural foraging, muscle development, and even pest control. Watching them peck and scratch under golden light is not only beautiful, it's profitable. Active chickens mean leaner meat and better flavor. Natural supplements for maximum growth. Modern farmers are rediscovering old secrets. In Vietnam, traditional farmers mix garlic, turmeric, and fermented rice wine into feed to enhance flavor and disease resistance. In the US, you can achieve similar results with apple cider vinegar, oregano oil, or seaweed powder. Here's a simple booster recipe. 1 liter clean water. 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar. 1 teaspoon honey. 1 crushed garlic clove. Give this twice a week to improve digestion and immunity. Another powerful method is using probiotic water mixes, available in most farm stores. These promote healthy gut flora, leading to better nutrient absorption and stronger resistance to heat stress. Cost efficiency. Feeding the math. Feed usually makes up 60 to 70% of total production costs. So efficiency here means survival. Let's break down a real-world example. 100 Mia chickens, from 1 day to 6 months. Average feed per bird, 12 to 14 kilograms total. Total feed cost, $200 to $250. Sale price, $6 minus 8 per pound. Expected return, $800 to $1.000 gross. With $400 to $600 profit. Now imagine scaling that with better automation, waste recycling, and natural supplementation. Your profits double without harming the planet. Feed, flavor, and the final experience. The reason chefs and consumers love Mia chicken isn't just nostalgia. It's flavor, deep, clean, and unforgettable. That comes from muscle, and muscle comes from movement, not confinement. Feed gives your birds the energy to move, grow, and express their natural behavior. When you taste heritage chicken, you taste care translated into chemistry, the vitamins in the greens, the minerals from the soil, the protein from larvae, the probiotics from fermentation. Every choice the farmer makes becomes part of the story on the plate. And the beautiful irony? The more natural your feed system, the less you spend. The earth gives back when you farm with respect. Final thought. Feeding the future. In sustainable farming, feeding is more than nutrition, it's philosophy. It's about building cycles where nothing is wasted and everything has purpose. When you pour feed into a tray, you're not just filling stomachs. You're fueling a system that sustains your soil, your community, and your future. That's why smart farmers say, you don't need to outspend the big farms, you just need to outsmart them. Feed wisely, feed naturally, feed with purpose, and your chickens and your profits will grow stronger every day. 7. Smart farming and technology integration. Once upon a time, farming was ruled by instinct alone. Farmers looked at the sky, felt the soil, and listened to their animals. That wisdom still matters, but today, there's a new ally standing beside it: technology. Not the kind that replaces farmers, but the kind that empowers them. Because the truth is this: in the age of smartphones and solar power, your phone can now be your farm assistant. When tradition meets innovation, the Mia chicken may come from centuries-old Vietnamese heritage, but that doesn't mean it belongs to the past. On the contrary, it's the perfect example of how ancient farming wisdom can thrive when paired with modern tools. Imagine this: instead of checking feed levels by hand, you get a notification on your phone. Instead of guessing the coop's temperature, a small sensor tells you it's time to open the ventilation flaps. Instead of walking through muddy fields at midnight, an automated light system switches on when predators approach. That's not science fiction, that's small-scale smart farming. And it's already changing lives around the world. Automation. Small tools, big results. Automation doesn't mean building a robot farm. It means letting simple devices handle repetitive work so you can focus on strategy and care. Here's what today's most efficient small farms are using. Automatic feeders and waterers. These systems dispense feed and water at set times, reducing labor and preventing waste. For farmers with jobs outside the farm, this ensures consistent care even when you're away. Temperature and humidity sensors, essential for Mia chickens, which thrive in fresh air and moderate heat. Smart sensors connected to your phone or Wi-Fi hub can alert you instantly when conditions change, saving birds from heat stress or cold shock. Solar-powered fans and cooling systems, sustainable, quiet, and cost-effective. Even a single solar fan can reduce co-op temperature by 5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit, preventing respiratory diseases during summer. Smart lighting. Chickens rely on light cycles for growth and egg production. Timed lighting mimics sunrise and sunset, reducing stress and maintaining consistent rhythms. In short, let machines handle what's predictable, so you can handle what's important. Data-driven farming. Turning numbers into knowledge. For generations, farmers relied on experience. Now, data amplifies that intuition. With modern apps like Diffuse Farm Management, Farm Raise, or Farm Logs, you can track feed usage, weight gain, and vaccination schedules, record mortality rates, and quickly identify health trends. Manage expenses, monitor ROI, and predict harvest cycles. Think of it like having an accountant, veterinarian, and farm manager, all in your pocket. For instance, say you notice your flock's average weight drops by 5% compared to last month. Instead of guessing, your app's analytics might reveal that a small temperature increase affected feed intake. That insight helps you fix the problem before it becomes costly. And here's the beauty: even if your farm is small, data helps you think big. Connectivity. From local fields to global communities. Technology also connects farmers in ways that were impossible before, through online platforms and agricultural networks. Mia chicken farmers in Vietnam can now share tips with smallholders in Texas or the Philippines. The world is no longer divided by distance, it's united by purpose. That's what the Farmers Alley stands for: a global movement of people who believe in sustainable, high-value farming. We don't compete, we collaborate. We share feed formulas, disease alerts, and smart design blueprints. Every farmer's experience becomes another survival guide. Even social media can be a powerful farm tool, posting updates, sharing success stories, And showing your eco-friendly systems attract loyal customers and even investors. Transparency builds trust, and in today's market, trust sells faster than advertising. The sustainable edge. Clean power for clean farming. Modern farmers don't just grow food, they generate power. Solar panels on a chicken coop can power lights, fans, and even water pumps. The investment pays for itself in a few years while reducing carbon footprint. Some farms even sell excess power back to the grid, turning sunlight into income. Water systems are also getting smarter. Automatic misting and rainwater collection setups keep humidity balanced while saving thousands of gallons per year. Combined with IoT sensors, these systems ensure every drop counts. By integrating renewable energy with smart tools, you create a closed-loop system, efficient, sustainable, and scalable. Human touch in a digital world. But here's the golden rule. Technology is a tool, not a replacement. No app can replicate the warmth of a farmer's hands or the intuition of a heart that knows the land. Technology helps you manage the how, but the why, the soul of farming, remains human. Because even as the world goes digital, the most successful farms are still built on something ancient: care. A happy chicken still needs the farmer's attention. A thriving flock still depends on love, routine, and respect for life. So let your phone be your assistant, your sensors be your eyes, and your solar panels be your strength, but never forget that the real power is you. In every revolution, machines amplify the human spirit. In this one, they amplify the farmer's heart. Technology should never replace the farmer's heart, only empower it. 8. Disease prevention and natural remedies. Healthy chickens don't just happen, they're built through routine, environment, and discipline. The Mia chicken is naturally resilient. But no bird is invincible. Smart farmers know that prevention isn't just cheaper than cure, it's the foundation of sustainable farming. In this section, we'll look at how to build a health system that works with nature, not against it. Clean habits, strong flocks. Disease prevention begins with one simple truth: cleanliness is not optional. A dirty co-op is like a ticking time bomb, full of bacteria, mold, and parasites waiting for the right moment to strike. Start with the basics. Clean feeders and drinkers every day. Replace bedding weekly. Disinfect floors and perches using a mild organic solution like vinegar, lime, or herbal disinfectants. Never let droppings pile up. They produce ammonia that weakens the bird's lungs. Ventilation is your invisible shield. Fresh air removes pathogens and moisture. A dry co-op is a safe co-op. And remember, sunlight is the best disinfectant of all. Let it flood your co-op every morning. It kills germs that thrive in darkness. Every few weeks, rotate the chicken's grazing area. This breaks the life cycle of parasites and allows the ground to regenerate naturally. Simple rotation can reduce infection risk by up to 70%. The power of routine vaccination. Even the best environment can't stop every disease. That's why vaccination remains essential. Think of it as a small investment for peace of mind. Here's a simple schedule adapted from DeHues and global best practices for small farmers. Day 1 to 2. Infectious bronchitis, IBH 120, eye or nose drops. Day 5. Newcastle, Lasota, nasal drops or drinking water. Day 7. Gumboro, D78, oral or nasal drops. Day 30 to 40. Pasteurella multicida, fowl cholera, subcutaneous injection. Always store vaccines in a cool place and follow label instructions carefully. Never vaccinate stressed or sick birds. Wait until they recover. Once vaccinated, keep a record of dates, batch numbers, and reactions. Tracking data helps you plan, prevents overlap, and builds traceability, something consumers and restaurants value deeply. Nature's medicine cabinet. Industrial farming relies heavily on antibiotics. But overuse breeds resistance, not just in animals, but in humans too. The solution? Nature has already given us her pharmacy. Here are some proven natural remedies used by farmers across Asia and increasingly in Western organic systems. Guava leaves. Boil 1 kilogram of leaves in 10 liters of water. Let it cool and mix it into drinking water. Guava's natural tannins help prevent diarrhea and improve digestion. Turmeric and garlic. Mix 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder and 1 crushed garlic clove into a gallon of water. Both are natural anti-inflammatories and boost the immune system. Aloe vera juice. A spoonful in drinking water supports gut health and detoxifies the liver. Fermented herbal tonic. Combine papaya leaves, lemongrass, ginger, and molasses. Let it ferment for a week. Then dilute 1 part tonic with 10 parts water. This mix strengthens immunity and improves feed conversion. Traditional methods like these are making a comeback, not out of nostalgia, but out of necessity. They protect both the bird and the ecosystem. Observation. The farmer's best diagnostic tool. Technology can alert you, but your eyes and ears are still the best sensors. Watch how your flock behaves. Healthy chickens are active, pecking, scratching, and clucking softly. If they isolate, droop their wings, or lose appetite, act immediately. Temperature sensors and camera systems can help monitor patterns. Some smart farms even use AI to analyze chicken sounds to detect early illness. But even without gadgets, a farmer who observes daily will always spot problems before they spread. Keep a small, quarantine coop, ready for sick or weak birds. Separation prevents infection from moving through the flock and gives you time to treat effectively. Healing through balance. Health isn't only about medicine, it's about balance. When your chickens live in a clean, stress-free, and nutrient-rich environment, their natural defenses stay strong. Think of your farm as a living organism. Healthy soil creates healthy plants. Healthy plants feed healthy animals. Healthy animals feed healthy people. And when your birds stay healthy, your business stays strong. You save money on drugs, avoid losses, and build a brand customers trust. Consumers today want antibiotic-free meat. They'll pay more for it. That's your reward for farming with integrity. Disease prevention is not just science, it's mindfulness. Every bucket of clean water, every patch of sunlight, every herbal brew you mix, it's an act of respect for life. Because when we farm in harmony with nature, healing stops being an emergency, it becomes a way of life. 9. Harvesting and selling premium meat. After months of care, from the first chirp of your chicks to the daily rhythm of feeding and cleaning, the moment finally comes. Harvest time. This isn't just about selling birds. It's the celebration of your work, patience, and integrity. Every Mia chicken that leaves your farm carries your reputation with it. So, let's make sure it leaves in style, clean, healthy, and profitable. Knowing the right time to harvest. Timing is everything. Harvest too early, and the meat lacks depth, too late, and you lose feed efficiency. For Mia chickens, the sweet spot is 4 to 6 months old. When they reach 2.5 to 3.5 kilograms, 5 to 7 pounds. By then, their muscles are well developed, their fat marbling is perfect, and their flavor, unmatched. You'll know they're ready when their combs turn bright red, feathers shine with a golden hue, and their behavior slows slightly. It's nature's signal, the bird has matured. Before harvest, stop feeding 8 to 10 hours prior but provide clean water. This clears the digestive system and keeps the meat clean during processing. Avoid stressing the birds. Stress releases lactic acid that can affect meat color and tenderness. Handle every bird gently. Remember, happy chickens make better tasting meat. Humane processing and clean handling. Ethical harvesting is part of your brand story. Consumers today care not only about what they eat, but how it lived and how it was treated. If you process on site, ensure the slaughter area is hygienic, shaded, and separate from the main co-op. Use stainless steel tools and clean surfaces before and after every use. Wear gloves and sanitize frequently. For small-scale farmers, consider partnering with certified processing facilities or mobile abattoirs that follow humane and food safety standards like HACCP or USDA Organic. This ensures your meat meets restaurant-grade quality and can be sold legally in larger markets. Immediately after processing, chill the meat to 4 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees Fahrenheit, or lower within 2 hours to preserve texture and freshness. Vacuum-sealed packaging can extend shelf life and enhance presentation. Add clear labeling, farm name, date, weight, and a pasture-raised heritage chicken tag. That's your signature. The taste that sells itself. Mia chicken meat stands apart, firm, slightly chewy, yet rich with natural sweetness. When roasted, it releases a deep aroma reminiscent of traditional Sunday dinners. This flavor profile has made it a luxury in Vietnamese markets, and it's doing the same in American kitchens. Chefs love it because it doesn't need complicated sauces. Its taste speaks for itself. Food bloggers and health-conscious families seek it for one reason: it's real. So, how do you market that experience? Tell its story. Let your customers know that each bird lived outdoors, ate greens and grains, and grew at its natural pace. Share videos or posts of your chickens grazing under fruit trees. Transparency creates loyalty. People no longer buy food, they buy trust. Selling strategies for maximum profit. You don't need a giant supply chain. You need relationships. Start small. Sell directly to local restaurants, farmers markets, or community-supported agriculture (CSA) programs. These buyers love premium, local, ethically raised meats. Offer tasting samples and tell your story face-to-face. Use online platforms like Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, or your own website to reach nearby customers. A single video showing your chickens dust bathing in sunlight can attract hundreds of views and new clients. Don't forget niche audiences. Ethnic markets, especially Vietnamese, Filipino, and Korean communities, value traditional poultry breeds. Health-focused consumers want antibiotic-free, pasture-raised meat. Farm-to-table restaurants are constantly seeking unique local products to showcase. Price confidently. While industrial chicken may sell for $2 per pound, heritage meat can command $6-8 per pound, or more when branded effectively. Offer whole bird and cut options. Package them with your logo, QR code linking to your farm videos, and a slogan like "Raised under the sun, with love and purpose, the Farmer's Alley." Branding, from local to legacy. Think long-term. Your goal isn't just to sell chickens, it's to build a brand. Customers who buy once may forget, but those who feel connected to your story become ambassadors. Include thank you notes with orders. Post photos of repeat customers cooking their meals. Share milestones. Our 500th chicken sold. To build pride and community. A small farmer in North Carolina did exactly that, sharing short reels of daily farm life. Within months, they sold out every batch and built a waiting list. That's the magic of authenticity. The journey from chick to market isn't just a cycle, it's a story arc. It begins with care, grows with knowledge, and ends with value. When your customers taste your product, they're not just eating chicken, they're tasting a philosophy, patience, respect, and balance. That's what turns farming into freedom, and food into legacy. 10. Case studies and real success stories. Behind every thriving farm is a story, a mix of hard work, resilience, and a spark of inspiration that turns a dream into a legacy. And nowhere is that spirit clearer than in the farmers who've taken the Mia chicken model and built real, profitable, sustainable businesses around it. These aren't billion-dollar corporations. They're everyday people who chose to bet on themselves, on nature, and on a bird that refuses to be ordinary. From struggle to success, the Nguyen story. Meet Sao Van Quang, a smallholder farmer from Nguyen Province, Vietnam. A few years ago, he faced the same problems that many small farmers know too well: volatile feed prices, unstable buyers, and endless disease cycles. He almost gave up, but instead of quitting, he changed everything. With a modest $20 investment, he built a 1.400 square meter farm, designed around sustainability. He started small, just 5,000 Mia chickens per batch, and partnered with Guden Vietnam. a feed and processing company that helped him establish a closed-loop model, clean water, controlled ventilation, and data-based feeding schedules. The results? In his first year, his farm produced over 15,000 chickens, generating nearly $60 in profit. By year 2, he doubled his flock and hired local workers, turning his family farm into a community enterprise. His secret wasn't scale, it was precision and consistency. He followed strict vaccination protocols, used natural herbs like guava and turmeric instead of over-relying on antibiotics, and applied modern farm software to track feed efficiency. Before, I was chasing the market, Kwong says. Now, the market chases me. His story proves that success isn't about location, it's about mindset. Viet Gap Excellence, the Binh Dinh Cooperative Model. Farther south, in Binh Dinh Province, a group of small farmers joined forces to form a cooperative with a big dream: export. They realized that one farm alone couldn't meet international standards, but together, they could. By uniting under Viet Gap certification, they standardized their processes: clean housing, strict hygiene, traceability, and environmental protection. Within a year, they were selling Mia chicken meat to domestic supermarkets. The next year, their product reached Japan and South Korea, where the premium, heritage quality fetched nearly twice the local price. Their biggest advantage? Branding. They didn't just sell chicken, they sold a story of origin, of community, and of integrity. Their packaging proudly reads, "Raised with care under the Vietnamese sun, taste the difference of time." For small U.S. farmers, this cooperative spirit holds powerful lessons. By collaborating, sharing knowledge, transport costs, and even marketing, small producers can compete with large-scale farms while maintaining identity and quality. Crossing oceans. Lessons for American farmers. Now imagine this philosophy applied in the American heartland, from Kentucky to Kansas. Picture small farmers raising slow-growing, flavorful birds for local restaurants, selling directly through CSAs or online farm stores. One U.S. example comes from a homesteader couple in Tennessee who imported slow-growing heritage genetics inspired by the Mia chicken model. They started with 300 birds, raised outdoors under fruit trees, using local feed mixed with BSFL, black soldier fly larvae. They built a small following through Instagram reels showing their chickens' natural lifestyle. Within 6 months, they sold out every batch, all at $7 per pound. Their success wasn't driven by advertising but by authentic storytelling. Customers didn't just see chicken, they saw hope, passion, and transparency. Expert insights, the science behind success. Experts back these models. 2. Associate Professor Pham Kim Dang from the Vietnam National University of Agriculture highlights genetic selection and biosecurity as the cornerstones of modern Mia chicken production. When traditional breeds are supported by data and modern management, their efficiency rivals, and often exceeds, industrial systems. He explains. Meanwhile, specialists from De Hughes, a global feed company, confirm that digital monitoring systems can reduce feed waste by up to 15% while improving uniformity and growth rate. That means less guesswork, more profit. The common thread: people over product. Across all these stories, one truth stands out: the power of people. Whether it's a Vietnamese farmer in Duong Lam or an American homesteader in Texas, success always begins with belief. Belief that small farms matter, that clean food is worth fighting for, that innovation and tradition aren't opposites, they're partners. These are the pioneers redefining what farming means. They're not just raising chickens, they're raising standards, communities, and pride. Their stories prove a simple but powerful idea. You don't need thousands of acres to make a difference, just the courage to start, and the wisdom to stay true. And with that, the Mia chicken becomes more than a bird, it becomes a symbol. A bridge between continents, between heritage and progress, between profit and purpose. Because in the end, this isn't just about who farms best. It's about who farms right. 11. The math behind the magic. Behind every inspiring story and beautiful flock, there's one question every farmer must face. Does it make financial sense? Because passion alone doesn't pay the bills, but smart, sustainable systems do. The Mia chicken model isn't just environmentally responsible, it's economically powerful. Let's break down the numbers and see how this humble heritage bird can outshine industrial systems in profit, efficiency, and long-term growth. Start small, earn smart. Many new farmers think you need massive capital to begin. That's not true. The Mia chicken model was designed for flexibility, scalable for a backyard or a 10-acre operation. Each chicken, after 5 to 6 months, reaches around 5 to 7 pounds, 2.5 to 3.5 kilograms. Heritage meat sells at a premium price, between $6-8 per pound, depending on market and branding. At an average of $7 per pound, each bird generates roughly $35-45 in sales. With 100 birds, that's $3.500-4.500 in gross revenue, yielding a net profit of around $2.500-3.000 per cycle, or roughly $5-6 profit per pound. Now imagine scaling up to 500 or 1.000 birds with automation and efficient feed management. That's a small 6-figure annual income, not from industrial production, but from conscious, high-value farming. Breaking down efficiency, profit beyond feed. Feed costs often represent 60 to 70% of total expenses in poultry farming. But with the Mia model, farmers reduce feed dependency through foraging systems and natural protein sources like black soldier fly larvae, kitchen vegetable waste, local grains and greens, compost-fed worms. These methods can reduce feed costs by 20 to 30%, without sacrificing growth. Even a small 10% improvement in feed conversion means hundreds of dollars saved per batch. When coupled with automatic feeders and waterers, waste drops dramatically. That's why smart Mia farmers aren't chasing volume, they're chasing efficiency. The power of premium branding. Numbers tell only half the story. The real value lies in how you position your product. In supermarkets, industrial chicken sells for $2-3 per pound. But consumers are increasingly willing to pay more for traceable, ethical, and flavorful food. When you brand your product as pasture-raised heritage chicken, antibiotic-free, farm-fresh, you instantly step into a different market bracket, one that values trust, not mass production. Restaurants and gourmet stores love storytelling products. If they can feature your farm's name on their menu, sourced from the Farmers Alley partner farms, they'll happily pay premium prices. That's how you transform a commodity into a brand. Even direct-to-consumer sales through farmers markets, CSAs, and social media can outperform wholesale profits. Selling whole birds or frozen packs directly to families ensures up to 40% higher margins. Return on investment, ROI. If your initial infrastructure, co-op, fencing, feeders, solar setup, costs around $2-3.000, you'll typically recover that within 2 production cycles. Afterward, every batch brings near pure profit. More importantly, this system builds long-term sustainability. You're not just earning money, you're creating assets, fertile soil, a loyal customer base, and a trusted brand. The Mia chicken model's ROI isn't just financial, it's emotional and environmental. Each flock regenerates your land and reputation. The secret multiplier, consistency. Here's the formula successful farmers follow. Profit equals quality times consistency times story, divided by time. Quality brings customers, consistency keeps them, and storytelling, your transparency, your daily farm videos, your commitment to clean food, multiplies your reach. In short, your story sells your product twice, once to your customers, and once to yourself, reminding you why you started. So yes, farming is math, but the Mia chicken turns that math into magic, numbers that feed your wallet and your soul. Because when done right, every feather becomes a figure. Every egg an asset, and every sunrise, a step toward freedom. 12. Brand building and market expansion. You've built the foundation, healthy flocks, clean systems, and profits that prove your hard work pays off. Now comes the next big step, transforming your farm from a simple operation into a recognizable, trusted brand. Because in today's world, farming isn't just about raising animals, it's about raising awareness, turning your story into something that inspires, educates, and sells. From farmer to brand storyteller. Modern consumers don't just buy food, they buy stories. They want to know who raised their meal, how it lived, and why it matters. That's where your brand begins. Your Mia chicken farm already has an incredible origin, heritage birds. Raised ethically, powered by smart systems and solar energy. Every decision you make, from feed choices to humane handling, adds authenticity. The key is to show it, not just say it. Record short clips of your daily routines, scattering feed at sunrise, chickens dust bathing under mango trees, fresh eggs being collected by hand. Share your philosophy in captions like, "We don't rush growth, we nurture it. Our chickens live like royalty under the sun." These posts, when shared on Instagram Reels, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts, can reach thousands. Remember, people crave honesty, not perfection. Let them see the mud on your boots. It's proof you're real. Crafting a memorable identity. Your brand starts with a name and visual identity that evoke emotion and trust. If you're part of the Farmers Alley network, you already stand under a banner that represents innovation and integrity. But each farm should also have its own local charm. Choose a name that connects to your roots, something simple, warm, and memorable. For example, Golden Pasture Farms, Sunrise Heritage Poultry, Red River Homestead. Design a logo that reflects your philosophy, natural colors, clean fonts, and a sense of tradition meeting modernity. Keep it adaptable for packaging, social media, and signage. Then, create your brand voice, how you speak to the world. For Mia Chicken Farms, that voice should be authentic, honest about your challenges and successes. Educational, sharing insights about heritage farming. Empowering, encouraging others to join the movement. Social media and digital presence. The future of farming isn't in secret, it's in visibility. Use digital tools not as vanity, but as leverage. Here's how. 1. Consistency beats complexity. Post once or twice a week, updates, tips, or success moments. 2. Engage your audience. Ask questions like, would you pay extra for pasture-raised chicken? Or, what's your favorite farm-to-table meal? 3. Go behind the scenes. People love the process. Show hatching, feeding, construction, harvest. 4. Use short-form storytelling. 30-second videos outperform ads. Hashtags matter. Use ones that blend emotion with reach. Hashtag smart farming. Hashtag heritage chicken. Hashtag pasture raised. Hashtag the farmer's ally. Hashtag sustainable living. Even better, collaborate. Feature chefs cooking your chicken. Partner with eco-influencers, or join online farmers groups to cross-promote your content. Packaging that speaks values. When your customer picks up a bag or box of Mia chicken, that packaging should speak before they read a word. Use recyclable materials, earthy tones, and a clear label with these key phrases. Pasture-raised heritage chicken. Antibiotic-free, ethically grown, farm-fresh. Traceable from our farm to your table. Include a QR code linking to your farm story video. Transparency builds emotional connection, and trust turns first-time buyers into lifetime supporters. Pro tip. Add a short thank you message inside your box or label. Like, thank you for supporting sustainable farmers. Every bird you buy helps protect the planet. It's small gestures like this that elevate your brand from business to movement. Collaborate and expand markets. The future belongs to those who collaborate. Join or create local farmer alliances, share logistics, marketing costs, or feed supply chains. Work with nearby restaurants, bakeries, and catering services that promote local sourcing, offer tasting events or farm days for families to visit and experience where their food comes from. These events don't just generate sales, they build community capital. And community is the strongest form of marketing there is. As your brand grows, consider targeting export markets or online delivery platforms. Global consumers, especially in Japan, Singapore, and the US, are hungry for clean, heritage-quality poultry. Your brand is your legacy. A farm can earn money, but a brand earns loyalty. It outlives seasons, crises, and trends. When people trust your name, you're not selling chicken anymore, you're selling values, culture, and commitment. And that's how small farms become unstoppable. Because when you combine quality products, authentic storytelling, and heartfelt branding, your farm isn't just local, it becomes part of a global revolution toward better food and better futures. Don't just raise chickens, raise standards, raise awareness, raise hope. 13. The philosophy of sustainable farming. Farming is more than business, it's a belief system. Every decision you make, from what you feed your chickens to how you treat your soil, reflects a deeper philosophy, one that connects human life to the rhythm of nature. The Mia chicken story is not just about raising a breed, it's about raising a mindset. A mindset that says progress doesn't mean domination, and technology doesn't mean separation. True progress means harmony, between the old and the new, between profit and purpose, between the farmer and the earth. The harmony between man and nature. In Vietnam, farmers say, the land gives what the heart returns. That's the core of sustainable farming. When you nurture the soil, it nurtures you back. When you respect the animals, they reward you with health and abundance. It's a cycle, not of extraction, but of renewal. The Mia chicken thrives because it mirrors that philosophy. It lives naturally, moves freely, eats instinctively, and grows patiently. It doesn't fight against nature, it flows with it. And that's the lesson modern agriculture has forgotten. In an industrial world obsessed with more, sustainable farming reminds us that better is enough. Better care, better timing, better balance. When you slow down and let nature breathe, you find that it gives more in return, not just in yield, but in peace. The smell of fresh straw, the sound of birds greeting the sunrise, the quiet pride of a harvest done right, these are profits that no stock market can measure. The balance of technology and tradition. Many people think tradition and innovation are opposites. But the truth is, they're partners, one gives meaning, the other gives power. The Mia chicken model is proof. It uses ancient Vietnamese husbandry techniques, free-range, herbal remedies, natural feeding, and combines them with modern innovations, smart sensors, solar fans, mobile. Technology should never replace the farmer's intuition, it should amplify it. A sensor can tell you the temperature, but it can't tell you how your birds feel. A feed app can calculate rations, but it can't sense joy when your chickens chase crickets under a tree. That's the farmer's domain, the art that machines will never master. This blend of old and new creates regenerative systems, ones that heal the land as they produce. Waste becomes compost, feed comes from byproducts, energy comes from sunlight, each cycle enriches the next. That's sustainability, not surviving on less, but thriving with wisdom. Farming is a moral choice. In every generation, there comes a time when we must ask not just how to farm, but why. Why do we choose this life? Early mornings, muddy boots, hard hands? Because farming isn't just about food. It's about meaning, it's about independence, it's about refusing to let the world forget where nourishment truly comes from. Each time you choose to farm sustainably, to skip the shortcut, to avoid the harmful chemical, to raise one less bird but raise it better, you're casting a vote for the future. A vote for your children's health. A vote for clean rivers. A vote for dignity in labor. And that, more than any government program or corporate campaign, is how revolutions begin. The Farmer's Creed. If there were a creed for this movement, it might sound like this. I am not just a grower. I am a guardian. I don't fight the land, I listen to it. I don't chase profit, I cultivate purpose. My animals are not machines, they are lives under my care. My soil is not a resource, it is a living partner. And every sunrise over my farm reminds me. I am not small, I am essential. This is what the Farmer's Alley stands for. A world where every small farmer is recognized as a pioneer, a protector, and a poet of the land. Because sustainable farming isn't just a method, it's a movement, one that begins in the soil, grows in the heart, and feeds the soul. Every chicken you raise with care is a vote for a better planet. So here we are, the end of our journey, yet the beginning of yours. From the first sunrise over the coop to the quiet pride of your first harvest. This has never been just about raising chickens. It's been about rediscovering what it means to be a farmer, a creator, a caretaker, and a catalyst for change. We've walked together through every stage, building your farm, raising your flock, feeding with purpose, using technology wisely, and selling with integrity. Now it's time to put it all into motion, to take that first bold step and build your future from the ground up. The journey in reflection. You started with an idea, maybe even a dream, a few birds, a piece of land, and the hope of something more. You've learned how heritage breeds like the Mia chicken can transform not just farms, but lives. You've seen how clean feed, smart systems, and honest branding can outmatch industrial speed with authenticity and care. This isn't just a model from Vietnam. It's a movement, one that proves farmers, no matter how small, can rise again. Because every time a farmer chooses quality over quantity, nature over chemicals, and patience over shortcuts, the world shifts, one field, one flock, one meal at a time. Inspiration for the next step. So, where do you begin? Start small, but start now. Even a 4x4 foot co-op, a few square meters of backyard space, or a handful of chicks is enough. You don't need acres or investors. You need intention. That's how every great farm in history began, not with scale, but with soul. Let your smartphone become your first farm tool. Use it to track your feed, monitor temperature, and share your journey online. Every photo, every video, every story can inspire someone else to begin their own. Remember, you're not alone. Thousands of new farmers, from Asia to America, are walking the same path. They are the Farmer's Alley community, dreamers, doers, and believers in a future where food once again comes from care, not corporations. Your mission: be the change you eat. If you've ever wished food were cleaner, farming more humane, or life more meaningful, here's your chance to make that wish real. You don't need permission to start. You just need courage to begin. So pick up your notebook, sketch your co-op, write your first to-do list, and take that first step, no matter how small. Each seed of action grows into a forest of change. If farmers in Asia can do it, so can you. Start where you are, use what you have, and trust that nature will do the rest. Your call to action. Now it's your turn to carry this flame forward. Seedlings, share this video if you believe in smart, sustainable farming. Speech balloon, comment below. What would your first backyard farm look like? Upward trend, subscribe to the Farmer's Alley for real success stories, tutorials, and ideas that can turn any backyard into a thriving ecosystem. And never forget our creed, the heartbeat of this movement. From green grass to golden profit, the revolution begins in your backyard. Because you're not just feeding chickens. You're feeding hope. You're building freedom. And you're proving that the future of farming isn't industrial, it's personal. This is your time. This is your story. And it starts right now.